Hi Rachel, so we're going to take a crack at 7.44 now. So from what I understand, I think, I don't know if we did A or not, but I think you know how to do A. So what are the hypotheses for evaluating? So you would say that the null is that there is no association and that in this case, you would say that the alternate is that the higher the body weight has a positive association with the heart weight. Make sure you talk about it being positive in this case, okay? So for B, when it says state the conclusion of the hypothesis test from part A, we're really looking at these values right here from the computer printout. And you notice that our p-value is actually 0 here. So for a 0 p-value, we are going to have, we're going to be rejecting our null because the p-value is so small. Whenever p is less than your alpha, then you reject your null. And so in this case, because p is equal to 0, we're going to reject the null. Okay. For C, the calculation of the 95% confidence interval. For the 95% confidence interval, your z-score is 1.96 that you're adding and subtracting. And I think that the slope of the body weight, that's this value here, is 4.034. And the standard error is 0.250. So I think that how that looks is your slope, which is your B1, has to be less than your standard error, 0.250, times 1.96. And I think down here, 0.250 times negative 1.96. I'm going to run out of space there. I think that's how they set up their confidence interval. That should be a less than stuck in there as well. Okay? And so as long as your standard error, as long as your body weight is, now that doesn't make sense because it's going to give us a negative. Oh, for the slope, right. So these are the confidence intervals for the slope, not for the body weight, right? Which is the B1 is your slope. And so that's how you set that up for the 95% confidence interval. And for D, do your results from the hypothesis test and the confidence interval agree? Okay, so the hypothesis test is that we reject it, and we're saying that it's not a positive correlation. And so the confidence interval is going to give us negative 5 up to positive 5 for the slope, which I think, now this one's tough, I think that means that our assumption is that the slope is 0, and so that is sort of right in between. I think that's what it means, if it's between negative and positive. I think that there's I think there's a rule about that. If it goes from negative to positive, that you have to reject in the confidence interval, and I'm not sure about that one. That's one that maybe you can look up in your notes, okay?